Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Week 7 of the LRS Draft. We've got a couple of spicy games lined up for you again tonight. Of course, it's your boy Garf back again, your streamer, analyst, caster, whatever you want to call me, extraordinaire. I'm back here bringing you all these games, but I can't do it alone because tonight I'm joined by a very special someone, none other than the shoe collector himself, Salt Spreader. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Not bad. How are you? Things are looking very interesting for game number 1.
Yes, it is. We've got the Vipers taking on the Lions. Currently, the Vipers are finishing up a game against the Tigers, one of those rescheduled matches, so they will be joining us very, very soon for this game. But this is very hype because these two teams are sitting up nice and comfortably in the standings right now. Vipers at 7-4, Lions at 6-6. So a win here for the Lions would bring them up to a tie point, depending on how this game against the Tigers is currently going. We'll bring you those updates as we get them, but these are two very strong teams with very strong players, good synergy along all these guys, so I'm very excited to see what these teams have for us tonight.
Definitely. I do think the Vipers had a rough week a couple weeks back. They did go 0-2, I think 2 weeks back in week 5, but they're coming back strong. They're looking very, very good. And I think there were a couple changes made to their roster, and I think these are some good additions.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, especially with Karthik now as the jungle for the Vipers. He's been pretty strong. Unfortunately, his teams have not found much success, but now switching on over to the Vipers, he's got some pretty strong laners that he can really enable, like especially that top laner. Rover Eye is extremely, extremely strong when he gets ahead. We've seen him on his Kled a couple times before. His Camilo is also pretty nasty, so definitely something to watch out for tonight. But with the fact that Karthik is there and he does offer, from what I've seen, the more support role to help his team out, to get his team ahead, which is so good to have from a jungler. I'm very excited to see how that plays into this Vipers team that he has been a part of for these at least a couple weeks now. So we should start to see that full synergy start to come through.
Definitely. I've played with them a couple times. I've done a couple scrims with them. So the Vipers are looking very strong, but we can't slouch on the Lions either. Legend X up in the top lane, is a very competent top laner, and I'm excited to see him take on Rivari up here, especially in the early lane phase. See what happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. But just a couple reminders, guys. Vipers are currently in a game, so there's going to be just a small delay while they finish up their game against the Tigers, but that will decide if they are 8-4, tied with Spartans in that first place spot. Very exciting. Or if they're going to be at 6-5. So we'll see if the Lions can tie for that second place spot tonight. But then again, Tigers also sitting in that third place spot. Going to see how all these standings unravel, because we're getting very close to playoffs now, just around the corner. And these last few weeks matter so much for securing those last few spots. However, with the LRS draft, I think we can look at these teams and see who's actually going to playoffs. Definitely going to be a battle. I want to say it's the top 4 that go. It might be the top 5, but if it's top 4, the battle for that last spot there, we might see some tiebreakers coming out. So we have to definitely keep our eyes on these standings. But last reminder too, guys, there's currently a raffle going on for 250 tokens. We are going to announce the winners at the end of game 1, so make sure to stick around to see who wins. And of course, make sure to enter with the command raffle. As you can see right there on the desk, Down of Doom has done us the favor of having that command right there for us.
Thank you very much. But tonight is a very, very fun night. We also have the Phantoms taking on the Spartans. And although the Phantoms have not been performing very well, I think they're hungry for blood. They're hoping to take down some games tonight, especially here and now. Maybe take down the top team before they do reach playoffs. I think they have a chance.
Yeah, and it's a little unfortunate with the actual roster situation over on the Phantoms. There's been a couple members that left, so there will be a substitution for the jungler and the ADC tonight for the Phantoms. It's unfortunate, looking at these standings and seeing these teams that are so close to each other, and then you look at the very bottom, it's like, damn, Phantoms have unfortunately not had a great run this split. But, there's still room to be playing as a 5-man team, to be learning as a player, and, to figure it out for next split. But it's in terms of playoff dreams, I don't think we can say there's any, but there's still room to, take away these games from some of these top players, right? To have an unexpected, we saw last week, not the LRS, but the LTS pre-made actually, that it was the takedown from the top place team that Akuma was taken down last week. So we have seen upsets here before. It's definitely not out of the question. If Spartans were to lose a game against the Phantoms, I'd be questioning what's happening with the Spartans, because they are a very strong squad who have played with each other for multiple splits at this point. You look at Canatin, Ravensman, Pratoga, all know each other very, very well, have been on teams with each other, have played against each other too. But in their jungle too, K-Cools have been a really integral part of their team. Metro, a very strong mid laner for them. So it's been a very strong squad from the Spartans, and I don't see them losing tonight, but you can never say for sure, because anything we say on this desk can be turned around and used on us, because that is the way of the caster curse. But we'll have to see. But while we wait, why don't we actually see the lineups for these two teams tonight, Vipers and Lions, right now, as Vipers going to have our big bad Kled Camille top laner. That's Roverai in the top lane there, along with Karthik, 002 in the jungle, Benji in the mid lane, Bonito Soul and Awesome Sheep down as the ADC and support. Over on the Lions side, we got Legend X up in the top lane, Vor Daddy, the big bad Volley Bear himself in the jungle, Opatala in the mid lane, Jackie Love, and JB Shishimi down there in the bot lane for the Lions.
I definitely think both teams have very, very strong bot lanes. Jackie Love's performed incredibly well in pre-made, and I've seen Honita's Soul just perform very, very well, especially last split when we did play against him. He was the shining light on the Unicorns. So overall, I do think both bot lanes are looking very good. Sheep has been moved down to the support role instead. He's pretty good at it, but I do think his champ pool is a little bit limited in that respect.
Yeah, that's I mean, we have seen some good stuff coming out of Bonito Soul and Awesome Sheep. They both play really good champions. Like, we've seen the Jhin come out of Bonito Soul, we saw the Rel come out of Awesome Sheep. But I'd like to see some more synergy going on with that kind of playstyle. If they are going to go for the poke kind of comp, then let's go for the poke. I mean, you can never go wrong with a Rel. I just like to see something else that fits into their team comp. It is not to say they were playing bad on those champions or those champions weren't good, but there could be it could be better, you know?
Exactly.
So I'd love to see something like that and just lean in like confidently into a comp that they are very strong around. If you know Wanting to Soul is strong on that Jhin poke, then something that enables that Jhin to get that poke off, maybe hit those deadly flourishes a lot more easier. I've seen I don't suggest to run this because it is very easily gankable, but I have seen the dodgeball comp, which is Jhin and Xerath. You can proc those deadly flourishes so easy with the deadly with a Q from the Xerath. And then once you guys hit your sixes, I mean, it becomes dodgeball. You both press your R's, and good luck dodging all that damage coming down from the sky.
I think one champion that could be very useful, we've seen it played in a couple of leagues so far, but I'm not sure if it's going to be brought out tonight. I would love to see a Nico support. It's been performing incredibly well in both LCS and LCK. And overall, I think it is a very simple champion to pilot and does a lot of damage and enables that poke playstyle with the Jhin as well. So I think it would be a very, very good pickup for the Vipers if they are able to bring it out.
I think you know what, to be completely fair, I have been completely sleeping on the Nico support at this point. As in to the point where I have not even touched it in my own playing. But I can definitely see the merit of it. I mean, her W alone can definitely throw the team off. Being able to kind of send your clone around to be able to block CC up, especially for a Jhin, that can be so important. When a Jhin gets caught by anything, I mean, that's kind of not a long life for a Jhin to live when that occurs. However, yeah, Nico with the Q support, especially, you know, when you last hit those minions or hit a champion, just that burst damage that can come through, pretty damn nuts. And of course, she can follow up on those deadly flourishes with her E as well. And just that extra long CC is so damn strong, especially paired with everything else in their kit. That's just the two champions, not even looking at what the rest of the team might draft here tonight.
Mm-hmm. One thing to note is both junglers are very, very good at that supportive role. And I do think, like even Volibear champions like the Volibear, Udyr, junglers that are very good at ganking and also perform very well on low econ, those are going to be very valuable as the patch evolves because, you know, there was a big jungle nerf that did happen. Camps are worth less XP, worth less gold, so it's going to be harder for them to perform on those carries. So champions like the Olaf, like the Graves, they are starting to fall out of favor, and both these junglers are going to thrive in this meta.
Absolutely, and you know, this to be fair to the Olaf, he's still all right. He's not the 11.3 Olaf that we saw, but still on 11.4, he's still still decently relevant as a jungler, can still offer lots of stuff. I mean, the Ragnarok alone is so good for especially diving those comps that are looking to protect ADCs. I mean, if we see a Senna picked up tonight, and Olaf is a great response to that because it just runs to that back line. However, it's not a guarantee anymore. If you were to look at it back in 11.3, the Olaf could probably just do that no problem. However, it's a bit of an issue with the current Senna, because once she gets past like an 80 stack point, I mean, that Olaf is not going to be making it there. There's just way too much damage that comes out of Senna. But we'll have to see what happens when we get both our teams in here. We are just currently waiting on the Vipers to finish out their game against the Tigers. They are in a 48, almost 49-minute game. So that
going
is
the distance.
That's a long one.
Sure.
That's a hell of a long game. So hopefully they can recover quick from that one and get their mentals back together, because this is definitely an important game for them here. Definitely a battle for that second, third place spot. So we'll have to see what state the Vipers are in coming out of this one, because even coming out of a game like that, win or lose, it can be mentally exhausting, and they still have 2 more games to play tonight. So let's see how these guys do. But Lions are in the lobby, ready to go, and we still do have a raffle going on. So if you haven't already, make sure to enter that for your chance to win 250 Legends tokens. But right now, so we are just chilling, waiting for these guys to come through. And earlier this week, actually, on the podcast, I was discussing these two teams because in our power rankings, I actually put Vipers and Lions a little lower than one might expect. And that's because I was saying how these teams were on a bit of a slump these past 2 weeks. Vipers a little slump, Lions a little bit of a bigger slump than Vipers. But I'm hoping that the Lions can perform as well tonight too. You know, those first couple weeks looking down towards the bot lane, Jackula was a massive threat. Obatala can definitely put up some numbers as well too, throw his weight around. But it just seems there's been a little bit of a lack of performance from this team. I'd really like to see them step it up, especially in these last few weeks where it is so very crucial to get every single win that you can possibly get. But we'll have to see if Lions have figured out what's been going wrong these past couple weeks and hopefully correct that for tonight's very, very important game against the Vipers.
This is very, very important, like you said, last couple of weeks. But I do think the Vipers have gotten a little bit more cohesion ever since this swap. They've gotten a little bit better with working together. They definitely have better communication. And hopefully things go very good for them tonight. Personally, I'm hoping for a Vipers win. But either way, I think both teams are looking very, very strong.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll hang out here on the analyst desk a little bit more, but it looks like we do actually have these Vipers coming on in. So we're going to get this this draft up very soon for you guys, so don't you worry. We'll have this ready to go for you very, very soon. But in come the Vipers. Wondering if they got the win or not over the Tigers there. So we're going to check in with them as they load in to this game.
Definitely. But overall, both teams looking very good. Second matchup, I think it is going to be very Spartans favored. Even though the Phantoms have some subs, I don't know if that missing synergy will be punished by the Spartans. I definitely do think that the Spartans have the strongest bot lane out of everyone so far. So we'll see if they are able to just take down the Phantoms, and just keep their record going, keep it shining, keep it almost spotless. But we'll see with game number 2.
Yep. So currently, we just got news that Vipers did take the win over the Tigers. That puts Tigers at 6-6, a tie for second place between Tigers and Lions. That's not looking at the head-to-head matchups, but currently Vipers are at 8-4, which is tied in the standings with the Spartans. So this is going to be a crucial game here. If Lions can find a win, that puts them at 7-6, one ahead of the Tigers. Of course, there are a bunch of games being played tonight, so we'll have to see what happens with the standings when they come out this week. But that's some very close standings that we've got here. This is
the top of the leaderboards. It's a slippery slope. If one team falters, it's a game for anyone at that point. It's looking very, very scary for everyone up in the top.
Yeah, it's kind of neck and neck here, but that's what makes these games so much more exciting, because when you have so much on the line, it just means you can tell. You can honestly see it from the way these players play. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing, really. But there's a lot more effort put into these games, a lot more focus, I would say, from a caster standpoint. But you can run into things like performance anxiety and stuff too. I definitely experienced that on my first game on stream, where I definitely did not max the right stuff on my Galio and might not have bought my tier 2 boots at 32 minutes, but no one saw. It's all good. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when playoffs roll around. However, these players are definitely keeping those final lineups and those bracket spots in mind, because even looking at these top 3 teams, we can probably say it's safe that they're going to be making it into the playoffs. It's just a matter of seeding at this point, and getting that first place seed can give you such an edge in where you go. But we are getting the ready check here from the players here, so we'll send them one back, and we're going to get this draft for game number 1 finally underway here.
Let's get ready to rumble. We'll see what bans. I know that most teams do tend to lean towards the jungle bans. They do want to sort of get rid of some of those picks from Karthik, or maybe even Vor, so we'll see what does happen. But I do think the jungle pool is very limited now with the way things are. Some junglers still haven't come into the meta, but I think a lot of the champions that both Vor and Karthik play are going to be a lot stronger here. So we'll see if they do pick any of their one tricks up.
Yep. If the one tricks make it through, I mean, Vor has been doing all right here in the LRS. It has been a step up from the previous split where he was in the LAS, under the same team actually, under the Lions, but we saw him week 1 get away with the volley bear, and I don't think it's been allowed next. a loud sense, sorry, and some of these players are actually talking with us here in the custom chat here and saying, begging not to ban certain champs, but
So we do see the Seraphine taking away B1. Very, very strong blind pick. It can be played both support and jungle, or it's not jungle, support and mid lane. So very strong indeed. Followed by Senna and Udyr and Jhin. So just a lot of bot laners taken away, as well as a jungler. They are trying to aim at Karthik's pool right now, and I think that is very, very smart. It's going to be very important to make sure jungle does not get ahead, because we've seen Karthik take over games, and he's done it on the Phantoms, and he'll do it on the Vipers. We'll see if the Lions let that happen, however.
The Volibear taken away from Vordaddy, and it's actually funny as I'm writing notes, instead of writing Volibear under bans, I just wrote Vor, because that's how used I am to seeing him on this champion. So again, Viper's not going to be letting that through. Nobody has let that through, because that is definitely so safe for him to be picking, since he is so good with the Volibear. But Vipers getting that first pick. Let's see what they're going to prioritize here. Ooh.
So they do prioritize that Kai'Sa up in the top lane, or down in the bot lane, and the Lions are looking to respond with an Echo pickup here in R1. We'll see what they do pick in R2. But the Mordekaiser ban does lead me to believe that the Lions are looking for more of a tank style top laner. Like the Malphite, like the Ornn, looking for something that the Mordekaiser is allowed to shut down. So they are looking for that carry style jungler and carry style mid instead, with that Mordekaiser ban, at least from what I can see.
Yep, that's totally true too. But here comes the Hecarim for Vordaddy. I mean, this champion, you can give her to any jungler here. It is just very, very strong, especially in 5v5s. I think that's a great pick here for this team, especially the fact that you have the Echo, who's going to be looking to dive in. If you can get that Hecarim ult along beside you, behind you, wherever you want it with the Echo, that's honestly some really good engage potential here that the Lions have already locked in here.
They definitely have a lot of tools right now. Just the Hecarim.
I do want to just butt in for a sec. They locked the Echo first, which could have been used as a flex for jungle, but showing that Hecarim is actually just giving away that Echo is not going into the jungle. Most likely mid for Obatala, but I think maybe Viper's experiencing a little bit of lag here, question mark.
Oh, okay, so they are going to pick up the Galio a little bit late, but that champion can be flexed in both the supportive role. Oh, yeah, so there is going to be technical issues on the side of the side of the Vipers. There's a reason why the ban did take a little bit longer, but they do pick up the Galio in response, and Galio overall is very, very strong in both the support role and the mid lane. He's able to provide a lot of CC, and as a mid laner, he's able to provide some very, very strong early game damage. He's able to trade into that Echo very, very well, but he does fall off as the game progresses, and they do follow that up with a Skarner pick, so they definitely have a lot of combo here, with a Skarner being able to run in with the safety of having a Galio ultimate to follow up. They definitely are looking very strong, and this does help enable the Kai'Sa.
And now we'll see what happens here for the top lane, but I have a good guess in my mind what they're already looking to put Rover Eye on. Something that synergizes quite well with the Galio. We've seen him pull it up before. The Camille is definitely a strong pick of his, but it can be taken away as well too. I'm pretty sure Legend X can pick that up, but definitely a strong pick if you're to synergize it with a Skarner, with a Galio, a Kai'Sa. Oh my god, yeah, that's gross. That's really gross, but Tristana coming through here for the Lions. Could be ADC, could be mid lane. We have seen that flex a couple times, but into the second round of bans we go.
The Tristana pickup is very, very good. It does give them a lot of flexibility, even though they did give up their potential mid flex with that Echo Hecarim pickup. Having that Tristana there makes things a lot better, because she can be played both AD carry or top lane now. So it gives them a little bit of flexibility, but that's only if the Vipers pick a tank style top or something that is allowed to be bullied by Tristana. A lot of hyper mobile top laners can perform decently into the Tristana, and it's more of a skill matchup. But the Lions do ban away that set, don't want that double suppression, and followed by Yorick. We do not get to see Legend on his signature champ.
That's such a gross champ. He just sucks to lane into when he sends his little ghouls attacking, and especially too if that York were to take something like a Conquer, it's surprising how fast they stack up when you got a bunch of ghouls slapping around at your ankles. So definitely smart to know to take away yet another pick. Going to look to see if the Lions do that right now, as they are targeting that top lane against Rover. I know that he's one of those stronger picks, but actually going to go for the Leona. So Vipers seeing this, going to take away that potentially that Lulu, as bans are starting to head towards the bot lane. But this pick right here, very curious about, because if Lions don't go Camille, Vipers are gonna. They got it.
They have to go Camille here. It is a super strong pick. If Legend does not take the Camille, I think it's just looking like a huge draft gap in favor of the Vipers. They have the biggest combo they could ever want with the Skarter, with the Camille, with the Galio, if they are able to pick it up. And with the Kaisa following up, they just have everything they want.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. They got a very good engage comp, or pick comp, I guess, more like it. And it's a comp.
And they are going to pick up the Karma.
Serious?
R4.
Okay.
And if the Vipers don't take Camille here, I don't know what's happening in their comms. I definitely think Camille is the motive. It's just too good. Camille barely got nerfed. That tactical sweep nerf doesn't mean anything. 2 seconds, who cares? That's a spell you barely use on that champion anyways. It's the mini Cho'Gath ultimate that really hurts.
Yeah,
so.
honestly, yeah, when you get that Q procced again, it is an insane amount of damage. I was lucky enough to get to try Camille out. Not in a real game. It was an ARAM, to be fair. But I was just kind of flying around with that Camille, and there it is. We do finally see it. We're talking about it this entire draft phase, and they will eventually pick it up there for Rover Eye. My goodness. Good choice. Good choice, guys.
We know Rover is very, very good on the champ. We've seen him play it quite a bit. And what can I say other than Camille is just one of the best top laners in the game at the moment. I think if the Lions do want to pick something, they should just pick up the Malphite. The Malphite, yes, he does not scale nearly as well as Camille, but he'll be useful no matter what happens. Oh! Annie's up.
Ooh, Annie, are you okay? Lock her in. Let's go. We're going to see
Are they going to lock it in?
Annie for Benji. And you know what? This has been banned against the Vipers for weeks now. Benji has the Annie icon as his summer icon. You gotta know. It's like... Okay, I'm down. Annie is in the game. This will be the first time we actually... I don't know if we've actually seen an Annie for LRS Draft before.
We have seen it in exhibition games, and it's performed incredibly well. Oh, and they're just going to pick up the Scuffed Camille.
Nom 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 nom.
Down for the top lane, but I just don't understand that pickup very much. I overall don't think it's ideal. I think there are some better picks that can be taken, like I said, the Malphite, even the Ornn, because they just provide a lot more for the team. Yes, Cho'Gath does scale infinitely, but even a Scion, I believe, would have done a little bit better. And I just don't think Cho'Gath is very good into Camille. Yes, he's amazing in solo queue, and he's one of those amazing tanks that can just do almost everything you need them to do, but it's very, very punishable in 5v5s because it's very immobile and just generally very, very slow.
Oh. We're ready. We're not ready.
We are ready.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. We're all good, guys. Start it up. We are just waiting for these teams to lock in their comps into the client here, and then we're going to be opening up those predictions. So make sure to get those tokens ready. Use command tokens to check out how many you have before you place those predictions down, but those will be open up very soon. Just taking a look at these teams as we're waiting for the lock-in here. I'm liking what Lions have. They have a lot of damage. They have a good comp here, but the Wombo coming out of Vipers is filthy. It's disgusting what these guys have put together.
I think the Lions and the Vipers have a very similar team identity, but I just think the Vipers just have that identity just a little bit higher, or not even a little bit, it's just way higher. They both just want to dive on in. They both have carries, or both have AD carries that just love jumping into the backlines of teams, shredding the backline down, but I just think that the Vipers just have a little bit easier with the added safety of having a Skarner and Galio. And they just have a lot of damage with a Camille and Annie. And Echo is going to have a very, very rough time if the Annie is just able to scale and go even. I do believe that Annie outscales. And I just don't think the Cho'Gath fits the identity of the Lions.
It's a lot safer of a pick, that Cho'Gath. I mean, it does kind of disallow Roverai from looking for those early 1v1s, which he's going to be looking for. Cho doesn't get super tanky until at least mid-game if he's consistently getting those stacks, but we've known Roverai to be looking for those 1v1s constantly. And the fact that this damage from the Camille is going to be coming through way earlier than the tankiness for the Cho means Legend is going to have to play extremely safe. Needs to time those ruptures perfectly. He cannot miss one, because that will just allow Roverai to jump all over him.
It'll also allow a Skarner to run at him at the speed of light.
See,
so
that's an issue. That it's pre-6. He's going to have to be careful. After 6, he has to play everybody has to play so damn safe, or QSS tax. Pick one of the two.
It's either you're hugging your tower for the first 30 minutes of the game, or you buy QSS and stunt your build. So either way, it's a lose-lose situation for the Lions, because they allowed the Skarner to go through.
Yeah.
And if they did do their homework, they've seen that Karthik has been playing that champion quite a bit. He has been testing it out, seeing if he's mastered it. So overall, the Skarner pickup, it does lose to the Hecarim in the 1v1, yes, but that doesn't really matter, because you're a Skarner, you're playing for your team. You're playing to get those key picks with your ultimates on cooldown.
Yeah.
You're using your flash on cooldown. So if you just pick the Tristana, yoink her into your team, what is she going to do? Same with the Echo. The only thing he can do is burn his ultimate, and that means his ult is not going to be used for damage.
Yeah, I know exactly what Tristana's going to do, and it would be actually smart if we saw a cleanse coming through, at least for Tristana this game. But I imagine it as cleanse / QSS, insert whatever escape mechanism you want in there. Gale Force out, potentially, if she has to buy that. I don't know if that is the ideal thing here, but you kind of have to blow everything. Yeah, you have to blow everything, or preemptively flash to get away the Skarner, which still, even then, isn't a guarantee. If Karthik decides to run something like Predator and just zoom at your face at 2 million miles an hour. We'll have to see, but teams are currently locked in, so we are going to pop those predictions open, guys. Make sure to let us know who you think is going to win with play VPR for Vipers or play LNS for the Lions. Those are currently open this moment. Lay down those tokens. Let us know who you think is going to win. But what are you thinking here, Salt, in this first one?
Draft gap. I think this is a major draft gap, in my opinion. The whole comp of the Vipers just fits very well together. There's just not a single piece of the team that doesn't make sense in my eyes. Every single pick makes sense. But with the Lions, they are trying the same thing, but there's just a couple picks that don't really fit the bill. Karma, the Cho'Gath, they don't really match with what the Hecarim, Echo, and Tristana want to do. And I think both teams are very good, but if it's just purely in a vacuum, I think the Vipers win this 9 times out of 10.
And again, it's that lovely word that we love to see and actually unfold in real time once we get into this game is the Wombo combo. That is, it's like reading Rainbow, where you just flash a little thing, learn with us. It's Wombo combo. That's the word of tonight's game. Combo. Yeah, because one person gets picked, everybody can pop everything. It's kind of nuts what Vipers were allowed to get away with here in draft. I mean, and you said it very clearly too. If Karthik just waits for his flash to be up, it's essentially a guaranteed pick every single time, or you're going to be blowing some key flashes in those moments. So, I mean, to be able to be doing that, have the tankiness from that heroic entrance from the Galio, and of course, once the Lions take the bite in those fights and really pull the trigger to go in, that's really the moment where we're going to probably see One Needle Souls flying to that back line, unleashing all that damage on Kai'Sa. I have gotten my butt whooped by a couple Kaisas recently. She is still extremely strong, especially once she gets a couple items under her belt. But yeah, I gotta agree with you. Vipers, they have a great draft here. They have a great Wombo. Lions have some strong champions too, but I'm not seeing what the execution or the calls here, or what the overall goal is for the Lions. Maybe they look to go and steal objectives. Yeah, you have that Cho'Gath R that can be essentially a second smite here, but this is a strong squad from the Vipers. So much lockdown. You have Benji on his main as well too. It's nasty. It's nasty salt.
Definitely. It is very, very, very crazy. But if Tristana and Echo are allowed to snowball, if the Hecarim is allowed to snowball, it's a lot harder for the Vipers to play it out. But the good thing about their comp is they have a triple damage threat composition, where the Lions really only have a 2 damage threat comp. So there's a lot of avenues for the Vipers to play through, and it's going to be on the Lions to shut that down. If the Camille is allowed to get ahead, that Tristana stands no chance. If the Kai'Sa is allowed to get ahead, the Cho'Gath stands no chance. There's just a lot of avenues for them to play through. And overall, it's kind of looking rough here, in my opinion.
We'll have to see, but Vipers, definitely, it would be a big win for them if they can tie up these standings. Well, already tied up with the first place team, but we'll have to see when we hop back on here to the Rift. Be back in a few moments, guys, but don't go anywhere and make sure to keep getting those predictions in.
Definitely. We'll see you guys in just a bit.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
All right, everyone. Oh, welcome back. Here we go. Game number 1, Vipers taking on the Lions, and we'll see what we have in store for us. What do you think, Mr. Gurf? As both teams look for something.
You know what? Vipers, they just came out of like a 50-minute game. They took the win over the Tigers. They are currently tied up with Spartans at 8-4. So yeah, they might be a little tired mentally right now, but they got to be feeling good to take a win over them and to know that they are sitting tied in that first place spot. But this comp says something completely different as we're about to see a potential invade up here in the top lane. Legend's going to spot them out and luckily does not get cut out by that. But that was about 5 seconds away from there being a dead Cho'Gath, so luckily he's able to spot it out. However, Vipers, they are not afraid to walk around and really throw around the muscle that they have in this game, especially in these early levels, and even more so if this team is able to get ahead. We've got to keep our eyes up on Rovrai in that top lane. Seen him on that Camille before. He has been player of the game on that Camille before. So definitely a stronger champion of his, and very much looking forward to see what he can do with it this game.
So if you look at the red buff for the side of the Lions, they do have a ward placed down there. So Karthik will be able to tell where a Vor will be for most of the game, because his tracking is immaculate, and just being able to tell where this Hecarim is at all times is going to help his team out as long as he just keeps communicating. It's a lot about pathing here. It's going to be these junglers affecting these lanes that's going to dictate how this game goes. If the Camille is allowed to get ahead, if the Annie's allowed to play aggressively in that mid lane, because I definitely do think she wins that matchup up until level 4 or 5, in which case Echo starts taking over until 6. But it is going to be on the Hecarim to make sure these power spikes don't come through. These level spikes are going to be very, very important for both teams.
That's why I love the ward that the Vipers put down. I would have liked to see maybe even one on Raptors too, but that's more of the wards you throw down on blue side. One on the red, one on the Raptors. That gives you so much insight to what kind of pathing we're looking at from the jungler. You know, if they're heading up towards their blue side, or if they're coming down to take that early scuttle, potentially look for the gank. It's just, it can dictate so much how the other jungler plays and what lanes they can impact. So I like that they have that information already. They know Hecarim is probably heading up towards his red at this point, which he is currently. And we might see these junglers meet around the scuttles, but actually Skarner heading back down towards his wolves at this point. So Yeah, I'm interested in this has been something I personally have been keeping my eyes more on is the jungle rotations. Maybe something that I should learn to pick up in solo queue because right now support is not the place to carry. Just from personal experience, jungle honestly it just offers so much influence into a game. It really does in the way you path, the objective control you look for. But see Jackie Love almost getting jumped on, but that's the advantage of having the little Mario jump on out of there. Jackie Love stays safe for now. Yeah.
So the path that we did see the Skarner take was buff into full rotation down to bot side, so he does not have to meet up with that Hecarim. He knows that Skarner just loses into the Hecarim no matter what happens, no matter how well he paths, no matter how efficiently he paths. So he just knows he can't take a fight, so he's just looking to take that bot side scuttle. They don't want to meet up. The Cho'Gath is going to rotate down there to help out, but they are going to notice that there's not a single camp left up on the top side, and the Hecarim is spending way too much time. He is losing a lot of path efficiency because Karthik is already going to jump over to his Krugs.
Yeah, and that's he was spotted out by Emma Vibes taking that scuttles, but you're absolutely right. Hecarim or Vordaddy tries to go around looking for some farms, and still he is yet to get to his Krugs while Karthik's currently finishing him up. So that was unfortunately a little bit of wasted time there. I don't think it's going to put him behind too much, but he needs to stay on top of his pathing right now or look for something pretty strong as Rovereye. See those trades coming through in the top lane. Legend had the correct rupture, but Camille was able to dash on another. That's exactly how he wants to be using them, but these little trades, they're slowly shaving them down. And after the first back that we see, I mean, we'll probably see the back come through once that cull has been completed. The damage is going to be significantly scarier once he starts coming back with at least half an item.
So we did see Camille go for a cheater back, but hold that thought as a fight starts to break up in the top lane.
I said he was gonna go for it with an item, but a cull? Yeah, technically he's got a cull. That's an item. He's gonna send Legend actually back. Cho does have the TP to get back into his lane, but we have a trade going on in the bot lane. First blood for Juanito's Soul, and that's definitely who you want the gold on. Kaisa gonna have 400 gold in her pocket.
So Emma Vibes stepped up just a little too far, did not respect the Galio taunt, and that's just what happens when you lane into a Galio. He's very, very good at forcing fights, and if you're not playing respectfully, he's able to get on you with that taunt. The range is a lot bigger than people see. It does give you a little bit of extra distance. It's a little more forgiving, sort of like a Darius pull. So just not respecting that, you have to respect the Galio, and if you don't have cleanse, you just have to respect it even more. But up in the top side, what ended up happening is Camille was able to get a nice cheater base off, but there is going to be a fight breaking out in the bot lane.
Oh, another fight breaking out down here. Galio's going deep. He's trying to dash on out. The TP's actually going to be coming through from Rovereye. In they come. Another one answered back from the Lions. Rovereye dipping in and out, but TP's everywhere. But he got an absolute fiesta down here. Hextech ultimatum was used, but Echo going back with his ulti. Benji stunned up a little bit, but that's a big double taunt right there. Juanito's Soul with another kill picked up. And Rovereye with the kill onto his lane mate. 2 for 0, and that should be the first dragon coming in for the Vipers.
Definitely. So the Echo TP'd bot and ended up just ulting to save his life, but also ended up bringing him back to mid lane. So he's able to pick up some farm, get a little bit ahead, but the Annie already has 2 assists building up towards probably either that Ultimate Hunter or Ravenous Hunter. So she obviously gets the better end of that trade, and even so, she's barely behind. She's going to have to give up a plate, yes, but she is going to be 2 assists up and is going to be able to catch this wave. So overall, just very, very well played from the Vipers, calling both their solo laners into the bot lane to make sure that 5v5 turned out in their favor.
Obatala needs to kind of skirt away. I think he'll be fine. Oh, wait, Rovereye's going through it, but that's going to be the phase rush over the wall to get out of there. But I was going to ask in that last one because I saw the Echo come into the fight. I saw him there for a second, then he was just gone. I'm like, wait, he didn't die though. he just went back. So honestly, that's it's unfortunate that he wasn't there to stick around to help out his team. But I think that was probably the better call. Is this fight is lost? Let me just back off and take what I can get, which is some CS mid and a plate, which is actually going to be really good for Obatala.
So it's already 3-0, but there's another fight up already up in the top lane.
Ooh, Rapture's going to force Rover to back on off just a little bit, but these trades getting scary and scarier, especially the fact that we see a Sheen as well too, so those initial autos coming out of a spell will be much, much worse. However, Rover is going to have to deal with two members of the Lions up here. In he goes, out he goes. Is he going to be able to fully make it? That's the flash, that's the blast cone. And my goodness, this man's Camille is a very slippery one to catch. I don't know if they're done with them yet because we've got Echo roaming around right now. Yeah, I think Rover might be kind of dead, but he's going to look to trade back in with Legend, jumping into this Cho'Gath, but that's so the flash, that's the phase rush, and that's a dead Camille. As
there's another trade up from bot lane.
Ammo vibe, bad vibes, bad vibes!
No.
Oh no, she's picked off again by Juanito Soul. Now 3-0-1 on that Kaisa. He's doing so well, but more fights going on towards the top side of the map. Karthik is going to get picked off. Benji trying to deal some damage out on this Annie. He will take down Vordaddy. And look at Tibbers just slapping away. That's going to be Obatala going back with the Echo R. Benji getting quite low. Legend is here to help out as well too. Might look to pick up a stack, but he's pretty low on the mana. Tibbers whacking away!
Oh my god, no. That was insanity in its finest here. We have fights going on throughout the entire map. Just everyone's fighting. There's not a single punch held back here, and the Vipers are out here for blood, and the Lions are definitely giving it.
Oh man, Tibbers taketh that time, because that is just the worst feeling to see the bear running behind you, give you a nice little slap. And that's it. But Benji surviving for quite a long time, even though there was two members there. It's unfortunate Legend did not have the mana there to proc his ult. But take a look at this. Bot's going to get the reset there. Very close, but they able to pull that off. And across the board, though, you know, 6-2 in kills for the Vipers at this point. They're up about 3k gold here pre-10 minutes and a dragon for them as well. It's looking really good, but there's some gold coming back on over to the Lions, my apologies, in the form of some turret plates here. As Obatala is an what did you say in draft? It's the flash, it's the impale. Rover is here to follow up as well too. Flays rush over the wall, but he's gonna get stunned up. Vordaddy's here to help on out, but the Hextech ultimatum comes on down. Look at this damage coming through. Rover is shielded up, but picks up the kill. Everybody's shielded up by the heroic entrance. Benji picks up another kill. 8-2 for the Vipers, and they're going to look to rotate to Herald.
And this game is just spiraling further and further out of control. The Lions just aren't able to keep up with the Vipers. They're using their ultimates on cooldown. They're just blowing every cooldown they can on the first member they see. If you step up too far, you bet there's going to be a Scorpion running at you at the speed of light. And like I said, flash, that's all you have to do on this card. Just flash forward, take whoever you can. At this point, everyone's switching up, but there's a fight going on in the bot lane.
Oh no, caught up by the taunt. Jackie Love is getting so low, but in goes Juanito Soul with the Kaisa. Gonna be getting out. Voidseeker will not land. Juanito Soul getting very close with that last little bit of damage, but these bot lane Lions are going to have to back off. Yes, Vordaddy is around, but a fight right now would definitely be a bloody one for both sides if something were to bust out right now. As look at this, the flash, the taunt onto the Karma. Vama Vibes is picked off again. Awesome Sheep, an amazing engage there. Kind of comes out of nowhere, but very well done to set that one up.
Oh my god. Awesome Sheep looking for that angle, and he was able to find it. And once again, Emma Vibes just not respecting the taunt from the Galio.
Nope.
And it's proving to be a big detriment in the bot lane, but there is going to be something looking in the in the mid lane. Yeah. Hecarim sitting there.
He's lurking. He's waiting for this. Benji does not have the stacks up to get the stun off, so in goes Vordaddy. A lot of damage coming out. That's going to be Tibbers, and oh my god! That damage, excuse me? The guy was only 3-0. He doesn't even have a full item yet, and he's able to do that. Rightfully so. He built a dank seal, but damn, that is insane.
That is Annie at her fight, as she is so far ahead now, and give her an inch, she will take a mile. Everyone just taking so much damage, but there's looking to be another engagement around that blue buff.
It's more of these numbers from the Vipers have come to kind of swarm around this Dragon Pit, swarm around this blue side jungle of the Lions. and they let nobody in here. You can see the vision is absolutely amazing, and the Impale is up again. So what do? They press R, they find another kill. Juanito Soul now 4-0-2, along with the Annie also 4-2. Vipers absolutely crushing it so far. Not even at 13 minutes.
They are just running away with this game. They also have the Rift Herald. They could pop it in the bot lane to force some prio. But Dragon isn't up yet, so they're just waiting a little bit. They did just take it. And they have a 2-Dragon lead already with a weaker early game team. So overall, they're playing very, very well.
Oh, so well. That bot lane turret is going to be picked off. First turret of the game here for the Vipers as Shelly is there to assist. But across the board here, Benji proccing that electrocute again. A lot of damage coming down onto Obatala. Keep an eye on that top lane as well too. Roverai has been eyeing the dive for quite some time, but in goes Awesome Sheep. He's going to find the taunt on again. Bad vibe once again, but she's able to make it out this time. Heroic entrance in to knock up 2 members of these Lions. Daddy going to be healed up for a little bit, but it's not enough. Benji is unstoppable now. Vipers will pick up a second in that one, and the shutdown, unfortunately, as that Kaisa will fall, but Jackie Love is there. He's taunted up, and oh no, I have done that before. You think you're gonna go, and then there's one little wall there that interrupts you. But I do have to commend the bot lane from the Vipers here. I was asking, hey, play something that has more synergy, play something that works better together, and they listened to me. They did it tonight. The Kaisa and Galio are working out incredibly well. The amount of engage that Awesome Sheep has been throwing down, and how aggressive he's been playing on these fights too, has just enabled Juanito Soul to pop off so far.
So overall, what we've seen here is just a lot of Skarner enabling his team to go for gigantic plays, and Benji just dominating the mid lane, just running everything over with that lead he was so generously given to from that bot lane scuffle there. Just getting those 2 assists was more than enough to let him take over the game. And so far, he's just been running through everyone, and Karthik's just there to make sure that no one is allowed to move for at least 5 seconds.
Yeah, see, might have no kills, but he's got 6 assists, so he's playing a very heavy hand in these engages, and it's been honestly so great. You do see the Skarner flashes back up. The Impale is ready again, so they can look to set up another pick very, very shortly. I would assume once Karthik has done his blue, that is what they're going to be looking for. But this has been just a solid, clean game from the Vipers. We just hit that 15-minute mark, but Emma Vibes caught out up top. That will be the W used there. I believe it was the Mantra. Yeah, Mantra W used there to get that instant healing. Some numbers heading up towards top to see if they can actually deal with this Camille.
And at this point, I think the Camille is just sitting in a very, very excellent spot. She's up just shy of 30 CS, but also has 2 kills to her name. She is going for that Divine Center, and there are a lot of health stacking enemies on the side of the Lions with that Cho'Gath, with that Hecarim. But so far, I don't think anyone can stand up to that Camille, even that Echo who is 3-3. Overall, it's just looking very, very rough for everyone.
Yeah, it's
on the Lions, and they're just not managing their waves very well, and at this point, it's very hard for them to manage their waves well.
Yeah, and you can take a look at the gold too. Even on the scoreboard and overall as well, they're up 7k gold at this point. At 16 minutes, 7k gold lead. That is pretty insane at this point, but it's across the board with all laners. Everybody is up in gold in terms of the Vipers, as they're going to go ahead and take down this tier 1 mid turret. So it's only that top tier 1 that does remain, but this does open the bottom essentially. This is going to enable the Vipers to take the next 2 dragons and pick up that soul, because you can see the vision that's coming through and the control that the Vipers have over this blue side of the Lions jungle. And there is nowhere for them to go. You cannot walk in here or you are going to die very, very fast. It's simple as that.
So the Drake is spawning up here in just shy of 40 seconds. The bot lane of the Lions is just sitting up there trying to scale, but at this point, there is going to be a little catch here in the mid lane. I think Obatala's caught in a bad spot, but he is going to be able to walk it out.
Echo is still a very slippery champ, so as long as he doesn't get hit by the stun from Benji, he's usually good to get out, especially even with his ulti too. Another method of escape, the chrono break there, but see what these Lions are going to do. They have a lot of numbers up top. They have started up the Herald as well too, but they're not really pressing on to Roverai at all, looking for a dive or looking to take that top tower, which would be at least a reasonable trade here. But by doing that, it's just going to allow Vipers to put themselves a soul point here.
Definitely, they are on a timer. Once the Vipers get this soul, I think they're completely unkillable. Just shy of maybe Kaisa diving into 5 for no reason. I don't think there's a chance that they lose. And we do see that Benji is sitting on that Medjai's, but Camille might just be caught out here.
Oh, yeah, dead, right? Super dead. There goes the Hecarim, but in comes the Galio looking to help out. Awesome Sheep is here to help out his top laner, and that split moment of indecision there from the Lions is going to allow Rovrai to get out. As
they do burn the flash, but
wait a minute, Void Seeker comes in. It will land on the Vordaddy. That's just going to be the pick off as the top tower will go down. Jackie Love there to pick it off, but Vordaddy picked off in the middle of the river.
So one thing to note is that Skarner has both flash and impale up, so that play is going to be happening as soon as they see anyone out of position.
It's death. It's instant death, but so is this Tibbers almost. Thankfully, the Chrono Break from Obatala is there, but that is a lot of damage very, very fast. Benji is pretty damn strong right now. 5-0-3. The Medjai's is scaling up as well, too. Don't let this man have his main, essentially, is what we're saying. He did it a couple times. I mean, we saw, you know, stuff like the Volibear banned away the main from Vordaddy, but maybe Lion's got to look to do that playing against his Viper squad, knowing that when Benji has his Annie in his hands, yeah, this happens. This scoreboard happened. You can look at your scoreboards. Yeah, he's extremely ahead. He's extremely strong. Up 36 CS as well, too. 37, if we're going to keep the count going. But it's, yeah, kind of insane how ahead the Vipers are right now. Just pre-20 minutes. It's not looking too great for the Lions if they're going to come back into this. But I don't know what kind of window they're going to be looking for at this point, because it's very hard, like you said, in draft. There's so many ways that the Vipers can approach us, and I think they've executed a lot of methods of their win cons. So,
for sure. But from what I was saying about those win cons, they have a triple damage threat comp. They have the Annie, they have the Kaisa, and they have the Camille. All they needed to do was have one, maybe even two of them get really fed, but all of them are really fed. So at this point, my point's out the window. They're all super fed. It doesn't matter what happens at this point. Even if one of them decides to just run into enemy Nexus, they still have 2 more waves to play through.
Yeah, playing this extremely
looking
well.
rough.
So clean so far. As another tower will go down. That's all tier 1s down on the side of the Lions right now. Rovrai looking to push on up. This Cho is getting pretty stacky. Or tanky, stacky. It's the same thing. It's the same thing on the Cho, really. You can use those terms interchangeably. 5 stacks currently right now, so Rovrai is going to have a more difficult time, but the flash, the impale, and the kill to one Needle Soul. How many times have we seen that in this game? Unfortunately, Rovrai actually maybe cut out. That's going to be the Hecarim coming on in. Jackie Love on that backside, but there's a heroic entrance, a big taunt onto this Hecarim. Awesome Sheep is our protector, or at least the protector of the Vipers. He has been doing so well, helping keep his team alive the couple times they've been caught out. So really well done again by the Galio.
He is that hero that the Vipers need. They have given themselves a couple of opportunities to throw, but Sheep has been there to make sure that those throws don't happen. The Galio ultimate just being used so effectively, making sure his team doesn't die. But there is something happening.
Yeah, some
Could
damage.
be a fight, but just looking for tower damage for the most part. And good vision control coming out from the Vipers. They know they are safe to take out that tower. After all, they did just get a couple kills. And they generally have some good vision down in the bot side of the jungle. And they just are playing the map very, very well. They're pushing the side waves. They're just claiming up every objective.
Oh, Obatala trying to chase down Karthik right now. It's going to be a lot of damage coming through, but Sheep is here once more. Chrono Bait comes through, but Emma Vibes is blown up by Benji. Obatala is going to have to get on out of there, but Nether Drake coming up in 50 seconds here. It is Soul for the Vipers. They're going to look to secure that, tank themselves up a little bit more. Jackie Love is in some major trouble right now. A lot of damage actually coming out of this Tristana's Rovrai looking to go on in. Look at this damage from either side, but Karthik is here. The Impale is up, and that's a TP. Wow, this is a lot of resources being used for one Tristana, but they're going to go for it. No Impale needed, I guess. The TP is there, but this will be the I guess, the look for that Soul at this point.
Definitely. They're trying to get some vision set up, but I don't even think it's needed at this point. The only chance that the Lions have is just that if this Hecarim is able to get this Dragon, he will be able to buy them 5 more minutes by getting this, but it might not even be worth it because if he dies, the rest of his team is very, very behind. Kais is sitting at 0-3. The Hecarim 0-6. He's also 4 or 3 levels down, so there is no chance in any world that he is able to steal away this objective, and the Cho'Gath is also on the top side of the map. So it is just going to be a free Drake given over, and maybe some Baron Vision collected for the Lions. That is what they are trying to do right now. Posture up in that top side, take away a couple things, get those small victories, but overall, it's not looking too great, but so much damage!
Oh, dead, super dead. You get caught out by Benji, you're dead. He's got 20 stacks on that Medjai's. You cannot be walking where there's no vision. Voidseeker will find the Tristana. In goes Juanito Soul, looking for that 1v1. Oh. He's back over the wall with that Tristana ult. I was gonna say, he didn't flash there. He already dashed around, but thankfully Jackie Love had that ult up. He didn't use it earlier when Karthik went down to bot to just kind of smack him around. I was gonna say that was probably a smart call not to use flash or ult, because at that point, what are you gonna do? You're dead anyways, so he does have that ult and that keeps him alive against Juanito Soul. However, the Baron currently being picked up here for the Vipers. This is probably going to be the final nail in the coffin of this game, as this one's going on down. Big purple buff going over to all 5 members of the Vipers at this point. So they're looking super clean. They're looking super good. 19 kills to 3. It is a 13k gold lead. This one's got to be in the books of the Vipers, unless they would have to throw multiple times in team fights in order to lose this one.
I think they'd have to throw maybe 5 or 6 team fights in order for it to be even. But one thing to note, because the Vipers did get this Baron, it's so much harder for the Lions to even leave their base. They have such poor long-range wave clear, very unsafe wave clear. The closest thing they have is maybe that Echo with the Q, but even then, it's still relatively unsafe because it is very mid-range, and it doesn't really do all that much damage to the wave. So having this Baron is just going to make this game even more unplayable for them. Like you said, a nail in the coffin. And they are just going to try and catch some XP while they have the chance, while the Vipers are a little bit behind from their bases. But Rovari is just applying a lot of pressure down in that bot lane. He's drawing 3 members already, looking to rotate towards him. But they are just going to take over, get some vision up in that topside jungle. They're just looking to get every resource they can, make the Lions bleed. We thought Lions were apex predators, but tonight it's looking like the Vipers. They are the ones that eat everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of that, I do see it's a little unfortunate the Cho has... Oh, wait, no, we got to hold that thought because they're... Oh, sheep! You're a little deep there, but honestly, he can be at this point. He has been a huge tool for Engage this game, and he's been so pivotal in making sure his ADC stays alive, gets a ton of kills. Karthik's going to get hit up by the Rupture, but in goes Daddy. But look how tanky Karthik is right now. We're right backing up, but Benji is there for the stun, for the damage. Goes Legendary, and the Vibes picked off yet again. And this is the Viper squad looking so damn strong. That's a big Hextech ultimatum. Jackie Love, you're not going anywhere. See, he's picked up on that backside. It's a double kill for Benji, getting shielded up there, running on out. And that will be the insert sponsor here, Ace, coming through at 25 minutes. We're accidentally going to pause here, but I don't think it matters because that is going to be the game for the Vipers. My goodness. So damn clean throughout this entire thing. And my god, I love what bot lane did tonight. Some great synergy. Sheep played so damn good for his team across the board. Give the support the props he deserves, but also Benji in that mid lane on the Annie. 9-0-5. Vipers coming through, destroying the Nexus, getting those last little TPs and ults on out. GG's to Vipers.
And that's just a nice game. That's just a well-played game. Just very, very clean from the Vipers, barely giving anything and taking. Vipers can give sometimes, like they did a couple weeks ago, but this time they took. They're looking for blood. They're on now taking down the Tigers and now just taking down the Lions. They have secured themselves a beautiful first spot right now. And if they win, I think they're guaranteed first for at least this week. If they win game number 3 for them, but game number 2 for everyone else.
Yep, and it totally depends on how the Spartans are doing too. I'm very curious to see where they are at in the standings. But they do have a game against the Phantoms next, so I'm thinking the Spartans are looking like the stronger team. But we will talk more about them in a moment. this Vipers team, this is what I want to see. This is what we saw there in weeks 1 to 3. And this is what I was expecting from this team. I definitely love the fact that Karthik is fitting in so well to this squad. He plays around these big players like Roverai, Benji very, very well. You saw him there on the Skarner. Just, you want to kill? Have a kill. You want to kill? Have a. You know what? I might take this one, but you can have the next one. He was amazing at setting up his team and making sure, you know, you couldn't walk out anywhere. Benji, Annie, gross, nasty, disgusting, blah. The man was an animal, but the bot lane
He
played.
was a scorpion. He impaled everyone. He inserted his stinger into every single player.
Oh, it was so damn good. We are going to pop that poll for player of the game so you guys can start to vote on that. I'm going to get that up for you guys in a second. But we will announce our winner for the raffle. That will still be open up until we come back from break, so make sure to keep entering in the raffle. There's currently a raffle open for 250 Legends tokens. We will announce our winner when we're back here with our player of the game. But great win out of the Vipers. Love to see it. Love to see it from them. But we are going to take a short break, guys. When we come back, we'll be getting into game number 2. So sit tight, and we'll see you soon.
I'm not looking for someone to dry all my tears. No, I'm not looking for someone to scare away the fears. No, I know it's not gonna happen. Don't believe in happy forever not that you're not strong, or that you know what I need. In the past I played along, so devoted I lost parts of me. This time it's not gonna happen. Don't need happy forever after. I let go of past if you do too. To leave now would be running from the truth. We could do better than this.
Hello, and welcome back. I'm just trying to play with my music there, but we got a first player of the game. That's going to be none other than Benji on the Annie, going 9-0-5. But big shout out to Awesome Sheep, who was also very close to getting that player of the game. Going, oh, we got stats. Hold on, we got him right here. 2-0-11 on that Galio. Came very close, but I wanted to give him a personal shout out because he played very great tonight for his team. Huge shout out to the Vipers, but that is a massive win for them to pick up. They are 9-4 at this point, so we'll see what these standings mean at the end of tonight's games. But this is it's going to be a close climb for that first place spot and a very close battle for that third place spot, I think.
Definitely. Things are looking very interesting. Vipers taking home another victory, and they still have one more game to play. So they could even push themselves to 10-4, and I think that just guarantees them playoffs no matter what happens at that point.
Yep, and we are almost ready for the for this what am I saying? This game, absolutely a dummy over here. But we are just I'm gonna get the teams up there who are playing next. Gonna do a sweet little transition. But game 2 coming up, Phantoms versus Spartans. Before we get into that, we have our token giveaway. We will open up another one that we'll pick at the end of the night. But our first token giveaway for this one, first winner, will be, hey, none other than Salt Spreader. Hey,
let's go.
Add points.
Let's go.
At Salt. All right, there we go. 250 for you, my dude, to bet on whoever you want to pick. But we will open up another one right now. So if you want to win 250 Legend tokens, all you have to do is enter into the raffle with Command Raffle. That's going to be going on right now, and through to the end of the night, we'll announce our second winner after game 2 when we're back here on the analyst desk. But big game coming up next. Spartans looking to get every win they can, and they are definitely looking like the stronger team here, but an upset from the Phantoms would be very, very devastating. However, these players are ready to go. Let's not delay them any further. We'll hop on over to the pick and ban to see who we got in tonight's lineup. And oh my. We'll give them the ready, but I need to adjust a certain name here on the substitutes, because it was supposed to be Little Mers there as the ADC, as you can see, but that has changed. That has changed as of recent. It is Bliss, a.k.a. Jake, and I am very, very excited to see this guy play. Super great dude, even better player. He's an absolute nutcase. I haven't seen him on the ADC, but we do got the draft going here, Salt Spreader.
So we do see the Camille taken away for the Phantoms and followed up by a Hecarim ban. And overall, just very, very standard bans taken away here. Camille is just overall the best top laner in the game at the moment. And that Hecarim is very strong. He is able to farm up and also is able to affect the map even with low econ, especially with the new jungle nerfs, like I said earlier. But the Thresh is banned away. You're not letting Protoga on that one. And Cho'Gath is banned away. Very strong champion right now. Is just not the greatest in every composition. So making sure that you pick a comp around the Cho'Gath is going to be very, very important. And overall, we did see the Lions falter because they did pick that champion up. It didn't really fit. But we do see an Evelynn ban, so the jungle pool is being taken away very, very quickly. Hecarim and Evelynn taken away already. And we'll see pick number or ban number 3, and that's a Kled taken away from Mr. Geggy Bo. He's known for playing that champion. He's known for running rampant on the Kled. So good ban from them.
Yep, and I just wanted to check in with these players that it is Gagibo top and Iron Fang mid, or we can get them switched around. But let's see what the first pick for the Phantom is going to be.
We shall see. B1. But overall, good bans from both sides. I just think that a couple of them could have been tweaked, but most of them are probably just aimed towards certain players. But they are going to pick up Spencer's Bard, and Spencer has been known to be very, very good on that champion, very, very proficient. So it's just a great takeaway, or great pickup here for the Phantoms. It was allowed through draft, and it does give solo laners and junglers just opportunity to see more of the pickups.
Yes, and that does, picking that support first is definitely the safer option here, but Spartan's gonna look to respond with that Cinder potentially, as yes, it is Gagi top. They are rearranging themselves very quickly as the Spartans are going to lock in here. So they are just getting themselves locked in here. There we go. A little switch around here, but it was on the draft sheets. There's just a little mistake there. But Syndra, I think, is going to be the pick here coming through for the Spartans. Just possibly a little lag on the end of PentaQ. As no will be the switch around to the Blitzcrank. So, leg? Question mark. Anyways, second pick.
The Blitzcrank overall, it's a good pivot. It does not let that Bard run rampant around the map. He is able to match those realms and follow up on Udyr. And especially since Udyr is very good at running at things, but he does have issues when there do come some dashes. But having a Blitzcrank there makes that a lot easier. I think it's going to be just Pratoga and K-Cool just running, or Metro Jagmeal just running around the map the entire game. I think that's mainly what's going to be happening here.
Mm-hmm. And just a heads up, it is actually Metro in the jungle and K-Cool's in the mid lane. So see if I can get those names switched up for you guys real quick leg. But yeah, this is the Spartans tend to do this. They tend to flex their positions around a little bit, but it can go either way. Honestly, I think for the Spartans it has gone very well. They're able to pull off some crazy stuff. However,
it is going to be a Shaco.
Speaking of crazy stuff.
Very interesting.
Ew.
Definitely speaking about crazy things here. The Shaco pick, I think this will be the first Shaco game streamed for this season. I'm not too sure if we can fact check that, but overall, the Shaco pick, I'm not too sure about that. But the Ezreal pick with that new lethality build is very strong, but I don't know how great it is into the Udyr, but it is a very, very good answer into that Blitzcrank.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those boxes alone are absolute torture to deal with. So we'll see what he's able to make use of with them. But hold on, I have more to say about the Shaco, because I do play with a Shaco player. And it takes a very special type of person to actually to be busting out the Shaco moves. But
so one thing to note
go
about
ahead.
Shaco is it was nerfed actually in that bot lane, so it's very good to see it in the jungle because that's where it did get buffed. So they are playing it to its strength now, because we've seen Shacos just run around bot lane just doing a million damage for no reason with those boxes, but now those boxes do a lot more damage to jungle camps. So we'll just see that Shaco up for Mr. Kiwi. And Kaisa is going to be picked up here. Or maybe even a Jinx. Could be a Jinx.
Maybe even the Jinx. The Blitzcrank.
It is going to be a Jinx.
Yeah, the hook into the Chompers can be really, really good for looking for early game picks in that bot lane. So definitely something they can look towards, especially that Bard. If he's not running around with his chimes, he does tend to be a little bit exposed. But at least the Ezreal has the E to get out of those situations. But let's see what the second round of bans are. We have the bot lanes up. We have the junglers up. So mid and top are going to be definitely targeted heavily here.
Mm-hmm. So one thing to note about the Jinx pickup, she was definitely hard buffed up in a couple patches ago. So she's very, very strong here. She has the ability to follow up with her Chompers a lot more easily. The timing window to land your Chompers beforehand was incredibly hard to land. But now, with the way her Chompers interact with the rest of the world, it's very, very easy to land it. And overall, she's just a better champion now with more range when the late game comes, more damage. And overall, just a very good hyper carry and a good answer into the Ezreal, because Ezreal is just never going to be able to match those damage numbers.
Not until late game, at least. Until Ezreal starts to get 2 or 3 items under his belt. But at that point, the Jinx can definitely look for some early poke with those rockets. It does chew up quite a bit of mana, so you have to be a little aware of switching between her 2 guns there. But surprisingly, a Lucian going to be banned out. Well, actually, not that surprising. Lucian mid is a very common occurrence.
And Mr. Reformed Iron Fang is definitely known for his Lucian mid.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary when a Lucian mid gets popping because the amount of damage that comes out of it. Little nuts, but I would like to see a little bit more tank in the hands of the Phantoms. Really, really much so in the hands of Gagibo, but we'll have to see what they decide to bring out for him. As it's looking lots of damage from the Phantoms, but a lot of squishy champions there.
And every single, or not every, actually, no, 2 of them are very unsusceptible to hook. So far, the only one that can get hooked is that Bard. Both the Shaco and the Ezreal have ways to avoid it. But a GP, stable top laner picked up here for the Spartans. Although he is a very, very interesting champion to play. He's not the most straightforward. So we're going to see Mr. Canatin take it over. And we've seen Canatin play very, very well in pre-made LRS. So we'll see him take this GP here. And hopefully he pilots it to the best of his ability. And overall, I think GP is a stable pick. Very strong, blind, and plays decently well into the Camille, but not into a Malphite.
Yes, the Malphite, the big tanky boy himself. I mean, it's you can manage it, but it does become an issue once he hits 6. So, you know, you do have to play back a bit. I think, you know, as a gangplank, you just look to sit back, farm with your barrels, farm with your Q if needed, and get those upgrades on your ult, because those can really make a massive, massive difference when you start dropping down those cannon barrages. But, oh my, that is not a Malphite. What?
That is a Malphite mid. And a Yorick.
The heck is going
Answered by a Vayne top.
What is happening this
What's
draft?
happening?
Oh, wait a minute.
If that Vayne goes top, can of 10, I know you're watching this, man. Don't make me say it.
Do it. Do it.
Don't make me say it. It will make you a small PP top laner. Please do not take the Vayne top lane. Please do not take the Vayne top lane.
You know,
I don't want to do this to you.
Okay. He's taking the Silas. He's taking the Silas. There you go.
He's taking the Silas.
He heard you. He heard you. He does not want to be a small PP energy this game. So that's it's even chat tweeting into it. Do it. But no, that's gonna see the Silas coming through, and I mean that is a pretty decent champion. I wonder what it looks like into a Yorick, but I honestly, you know what? Let's see where these end up, because we could even see the Yorick go something like mid. I can't see sending a Bard to a solo lane, but I if anything, you know, maybe Reformed Iron Fang is a sleeper Yorick mid pick, but
potentially
I would. Honestly, I have no idea. Let's see what happens. Teams are locking in their drafts right now. We get to maybe theorize once we start to see some of these picks actually coming through. But this is it's gonna be interesting for sure. But whoever has to deal with that Yorick, it's those damn ghouls. So like Kenshin, actually, I'm looking Kenshin there in chat. Thank you, Kenshin. As long as you can sidestep those damn ghouls. Ugh, I hate those damn ghouls, man. They drive me nuts. So I'm looking towards this Yorick taking the taking that Conqueror, because you can honestly stack it so damn fast. But we'll have to see how Can is gonna deal with it if it is Yorick top. But if it's mid, it's
it
still
is a top lane Yorick for Mr. Gaggy, followed by a GP. Boy. So it is gonna be that Malphite mid versus the Silas, and Silas is known as one of those very, very good counters into Malphite, because he can take that ultimate and just be very, very useful overall, because Malphite is nothing without his ultimate, but Silas is still a champion without it. So he's able to play around his cooldowns, and having an Malphite ultimate with more AP stacked up is just incredible.
I just want to point out, there are a lot of good ultimates for this Silas to steal this game. A lot of good. Can't wait. Can he summon the Maiden? If he steals
he can.
Oh my god, that's so ridiculous. Are you kidding me? So, okay. yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff to seal. The True Shot Barrage and the Bard ult. There's a name for it. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out once we get into the game again.
Fate.
Tempered Fate. Thank you, Salt Spreader. Those are going to be insane for either lockdown or just the damage that's coming out of the Silas, because he does, I believe, scale with AP. Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
It is
so
AP.
The True Shot Barrage, yeah, it does.
Reasonable. Light years better than the AD ratio on the True Shot Barrage. So just taking that as a Silas with full AP is going to do a lot of damage to squishies. And there are quite a few squishies, but there are also a lot of dodges overall for the side of the Phantoms, but I don't see the synergy. That is one issue that I do see here. There is some synergy from the side of the Spartans, although it isn't the most cohesive draft. I think overall each of these champions are just very, very good in their respective roles. However, if you think the Phantoms or the Spartans don't have an identity, the Phantoms just aren't a person at all. They don't have very, very much ways to play as a team. It's going to be mostly about skirmishes, I feel. 5v5 is great until you blow your ultimates. Once the Malphite ult and the Bard ultimate are down, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to play out the rest of the fight. A lot of their damage is very front-loaded.
Yep, and with that, though, predictions are going to be open, so everybody at home can start putting down those tokens on who do you think is going to win this game. Will it be the Phantoms? Play PHM. Good lord, brain is just not operating at full capacity tonight. Or play SPA for the Spartans there, but make sure to get those in. Don't forget, we also have a raffle going on right now. Winner will be announced at the post analyst desk after post game 2 there. But make sure to enter in with raffle for your chance to win some tokens. But back to this this draft here for our final game of the night, Salt. Both teams have damage. They got damage out the wazoo. I mean, we might not have like a clear strategy from either of these teams of what kind of the game plan is here. I mean, yeah, you can look over at Spartans and say, yeah, Jinx shreds towers. If you can get her ahead on the towers, if you have Pratoga with the turret demolish as well too, that is going to mean plates and plates and plates and plates and plates, which Jinx is really, really good at doing. They do have to get through the poke that Bliss and Spencer are going to be popping out, but they have to be very careful of the roams around this map. An unhinged Shaco brings me nightmares. It brings me nightmares when it's not on my team. Usually it is on my team because it is my buddy who does tend to play the Shaco often. But it's pretty nasty what you can do with this champion, especially if you pair it up with a support like Taric. Yeah, just envision this. Someone's invisible with a Taric stun coming your way. Have fun. Good luck with that. But the Temper Fate is definitely going to be able to offer some good survivability or pick potential here if they're looking to do that. And get Reformed Iron Fang in a beautiful place to get that ult set up. But I have to see if the Spartans can claim that victory that they're looking for here tonight, or if Phantoms can get that upset. But any final thoughts here, Salt?
I do see a lot of DPS on the side of the Spartans. They have a lot of ways to output damage over time, with the Gangplank outputting Qs and barrels constantly, Udyr running around with that Phoenix stance, and Jinx just popping out rockets. And like I said about the Phantoms, very front-loaded with their damage. Once their ultimates are blown, the only damage source they have is that Ezreal, and it's going to be on him to carry this game, in my opinion. And it's up to Gagibo to stay stable in the top lane and just get towers. He cannot ever touch a team fight. He must be permanently sitting in that top lane and pushing waves and getting towers, because you do not want to try and give that Sylas your maiden ultimate, because he's going to do more with it.
I will say this, though. It is Bliss on the Ezreal. I've seen this player a couple times. He was under the former name Jake last split for Winter Booze, and my god, this guy is one hell of a player, but a ton of very strong players across the board. I'm excited to see these guys face off, but we will be back onto the Rift very shortly. Make sure to get those predictions in, and don't forget that there is a live raffle currently on for 250 Legends tokens. Make sure to enter into both there. I'm seeing a lot of numbers coming through for the Spartans, but we'll have to see what happens when it all unfolds on the Rift in a few minutes, guys. We'll see you back here soon.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like them, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the
All right,
one
here
that
we
she
go.
chose.
Game number 2, end of the night here. Spartans taking on the Phantoms. And I messed up the order. It is going to be the Phantoms on blue side. But some shenanigans looking up in the top side was a 5-man squad looking to roll up.
Oh, let's see it. And you know what? We're color coordinated here. We have a blue colored team on the blue side, a red colored team on the red side. So this is going to make things very easy if we could just reference as blue and red side teams. Makes it all easier. But Spartans sitting at the top of those standings. Vipers have currently tied up with them. We're not too sure what the Spartan standings are at right now. But with the Blitzcrank, this is where you can... Nope. Never mind. I lied. And everybody runs into a box. Okay.
Sad B. Sad B.
No sums used, just the Blitzcrank cook. Everybody's just going to back off and go to their respective spots, but we do see some vision coming through from Bliss. He's getting some nice deep vision onto that blue buff that Metro's looking to go snag very soon, so nice information that he's going to be picking up for his team there.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very good to get that early vision set up because you want to know where this Udyr is so you can play more aggressive, especially as that Yorick. And the Malphite, before 6, is very susceptible to getting ganked. He's very, very squishy, especially into high damage or high magic damage champions like the Udyr, like the Silas. So overall, the Malphite is very squishy, but he is gonna have that advantage of having a ranged spell. But
Ooh.
something's happening already. Some early trading.
Yep, that Corrupting Pot going to be putting in that extra little bit of burn damage on the KC cools there, but I have to be careful around where they play. So, good trading coming back and forth from these two in the mid lane, and again, more damage coming through. Formed Iron Fang being a lot more aggressive on this Malphite than one would think, but keep your eyes peeled because it's one Blitzcrank cook away from a fight breaking out at any point in time during this game. Guardian's actually going to be popped there on Spencer, but he will find a nice stun back onto Protego. However, level 2 has been hit. Bliss still level 1. He will hit his 2. Probably going to take his E to get on out of here. He gets hooked, but jumps on back. Double stun there for Spencer. The Ignite's coming down onto Protego. Looking to maybe re-engage here. A Mystic Shot will land. Ravensman peeling back the best he can. Those rockets are coming out. He's switching back in between his guns, and okay. All right, there, Shaco Kiwi's gonna pick up first blood here for the Phantoms.
Wow. Well played from them, and is this gonna be a Hoshinshin TP? No, it is not. Shaco is already rotating down. And might look for a gank up in the mid lane already. We do see some pings there. But one thing to note, K-Cools is respecting that Malphite early game, taking that fleet footwork. He knows he's going to get poked out. He knows he's going to lose these trades early on because Malphite's base damage is really high for some reason.
Yeah, surprisingly high, and that extra poke from the Corrupting Pot and his Comet as well too is going to be quite a lot. You see, Shaco's still farting around mid right now. Metra's going to go ahead and pick up this, this Scuttle on this side here, up on the top side here, but ooh, Reformed Iron Fang taking a lot of damage there. The flash and response with the flash. KC Cools finds the solo kill there in the mid lane.
Ooh, almost a nice hook there from Pratoga, but Silas is known to be a very snowbally champion.
Oh, Kiwi
but
Kid's
so
back.
is the Shaco.
He's back again. Is he going to be able to do it? I think so, especially with that red buff burning him down. And he finishes him off. The trade back there for Kiwi. And in goes Pratoga. He's going to be looking for another hook. He lands it onto the Bard. Spencer's going to be taken down quite low, but he tunnels on out to safety.
That portal, he's able to run away with that, but good plays coming out from both sides here. And Kiwi is taken over already, sitting at 2-0. He's taking advantage of that nice invisibility that he's able to get from his Q and just being around the map. And I think this can be attributed to the fact that the Udyr is being tracked wherever he goes. They know where he is, so the Shaco's allowed to make these weird pathing decisions and just take advantage of laners being pushed up too far.
Absolutely. Some trades coming back again in the mid lane. KC Cool's taking the rougher end of that, but thankfully he's Silas. He heals up quite a bit. Reformed Iron Fang going to be taking that quite low and chugging away on that Corrupting Pot as we speak. Down the bot lane, things are pretty tame. Everybody's farming up. No one's looking for anything too crazy, but we have to keep your eyes on this Shaco, because he can pop up at any point, at any time. You're gonna see him roaming around here. He will get spotted out by that ward there in the tri-brush, but walking up towards Dragon, Udyr is on this side of the map, so these two junglers are very close to each other. Could see a fight break out bot very soon.
Definitely. So the Shaco is taking over this game, and they are placing vision now, so they are able to track him, see where he is. But overall, the Shaco is losing out on some farms, so the Udyr is sitting in a decent spot, but not when he's there, not when he's in the mid lane.
Oh my goodness, we got a kill in the mid lane. We have the escape in the bot lane, but it's another kill for the Phantoms, and Kiwi Kid getting his hand in every single one of them so far. Really well played by this Shaco. They are kind of running away with this early game right now. This is not ideal for the Spartans. They do scale up quite nicely into this late game, but so does that Ezreal, so does that Malphite. Spartans need to get a hold on this game before things take a little bit of a worse turn. More damage coming out of Ravensman, but there is a Dragon on the map. I'd like to see one of these teams start to look for it very soon.
Definitely. With that Drake up, I would like to see this Udyr maybe start pathing down because his bot lane has permanent prio, because they are able to push waves a lot harder than the Ezreal. Having a Jinx means you can get prio whenever you want, you can freeze waves whenever you want. You have that ability in your kit.
Look at this. KC Cools is down here. He's going to steal the ult away from Bliss. Sitting on that True Shot barrage. See, he's going to go on in. He's going to find Spencer. The heal immediately out of Bliss to stay alive. The Ignite's actually being ticked down from both mid and support, respectively, onto each other. Now a TP coming in here from the side of the Phantoms. That will be the Chompers, thankfully, rooting down that Malphite. But Pratoga, maybe not in the best of spots right now. Maybe caught out in this tri-bush, but that's going to be the big Malphite going on in. Pratoga gets locked on down and taken out, but Cannon Barrage dropped down from the top lane. That will be Bliss making it out with just a sliver of health along with Spencer. But nice heads up on the map from Can of Tin as Ravensman will find yet another one. No, he's going to get picked off. My goodness. Direct to camera is an absolute betrayer tonight. This is ridiculous.
And really well played from the Phantoms. They're just there when they need to be. Good TP coming out from Gagibo and Reformed Iron Fang to keep his team from falling. Making sure that the Jinx is not able to pop off and take some early kills, putting her behind. That's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And the Ezreal plays very, very well with the lethality, and he's going to be able to play almost like an assassin at this point. So just getting some gold into his back pocket is very, very helpful. And getting that Malphite some kills means he's just going to become even tankier and make sure that Jinx has to go to the Gale Force.
Casey Cool's low on the mana, so going to look to go for a reset potentially here. But Reformed Iron Fang still pushing in on this lane, still dealing some decent damage down to Silas. And this is going to be really scary. However, Metro is here looking for the gank. There's the Bear Slap locking down Reformed Iron Fang. He does not have ulti to get out or re-engage, but in go the Spartans. They're going to find their second kill of the game. True Shot Barrage coming through. Thankfully, Casey Cool's backs on off before anything worse happens, and they find themselves that kill on the Malphite.
That was very, very close. Too close for comfort, in my opinion.
Spencer has found out a nice, juicy pick onto an ADC, and with Bliss around the corner there, he's not going to be able to land the Mystic Shot, but that W damage does do a lot, and there's the knock-up as well, but Spencer going through the tunnel to pick up that final blow. Kiwi is here as well too. Pratoga is going to be going down. One more little hit of damage. The Knight's sticking down, but Bliss is there to finish him off. 300 gold in the pocket of the ADC as well too for the Phantoms. They are looking great this early game.
You hate to see it when the Bard is basically able to solo kill the Jinx. That is not what you want to see.
It's definitely unfortunate.
Is very strong in the early game. He's known for his damage output, and he is able to output that damage onto a Jinx.
But does it make sense that a Jinx gets attacked like that by a Bard with Swifties? Like, come on, Riot! What is that? I mean, the Meep, you're right. The Meeps do a lot of damage. But he's got Guardian, he's got Swifties, so again, it's a little surprising that it does that much. But c'est la vie. He is not the easiest champion to play, and in the hands of Spencer, it is definitely one of his best. So nice to see them putting that to good use. However, Kiwi is down here again. He is going to get spotted out by this little scrying trip that Metro is taking down here. Everyone's just going to back on off for now.
So far, we've seen a lot of ADC Keck W's happen in here. Ravensman not having the greatest time on the Jinx right now. It's an 0-2.
Metro gonna have to flash out, but that's the Malphite ult. Kiwi picks up, I believe, his third kill of the game, but still, so good on this Shaco. 8-2 for the Phantoms right now at 10 minutes.
He is popping off, all right, and we do see that he is going for that attack damage build. He does have that pickaxe and crit cloak sitting in his inventory, so it is going to be the AD Shaco like we did predict, and he's taking over the game.
Oh god, he's back again. The Malphite ulti is there, stolen away by Casey Cools. That cannon barrage is going to play such a big role here. Temper Fate comes through. He's not able to save his jungler, unfortunately. But, or his mid... Wait a minute. Backwards. Back it up. The Bard's on the other team. Phantoms turn it around. He was totally able to save his mid laner, but we got more fights breaking out. Metro's getting chunked down. Phantoms are doing so damn good. Just the rotations and numbers, and I mean, that's kind of the best thing about the Shaco and the Bard right now is that... You can send numbers around very fast, but oh yeah, is right. Bot lane, Ravensman pops the heal. He's looking to trade in with Bliss, but in comes Casey Cools with a beautiful TP there to save his ADC. Way too close, and of course, yeah, Shaco, just don't be in your own jungle, I guess. Oh, jeez.
So, one thing about that fight that did happen, Bliss auto ward there. He could have solo killed that Jinx before Casey Cools had the chance to be there, but that little micro error cost him his life.
Oh no, yeah, this is...
That Sheen auto hit a ward, and that is not what you want.
Nope.
Happen to you.
But Kiwi has been an absolute nutcase in this game so far. He's playing like an absolute psychopath, but he can get away with it. When they pin you down like this, Canatin locked up and has nowhere to go. That so close. Is so brutal. Absolute just punishment here from the Phantoms. They get the Herald spawned up in the top lane. This is going to be first turret for Phantoms.
It's heartbreaking. The Spartans are just falling apart already. They're playing this early game very, very poorly. And into a team that loves to snowball, like that Shaco, like that Yorick. It's very scary. And yes, GP scales very, very well, but a Yorick is known as one of the best duelists in the game, one of the best split pushers. And yes, GP is good at split pushing, but Yorick is just better.
I'll take a look at this. Bliss in some trouble right now. Spencer coming through. He might just sacrifice the body for this. Temper Fate down on Pratoga and Ravensman. Metro still around, waiting for the barrier slot to come out, but beautiful flash out of Spencer. He makes it in time to save Bliss, and everybody gets out alive.
Yep, everyone's able to walk away, maybe low life, but they are able to get out.
But Pratoga getting caught out in the jungle. He's going to flash out of that Yorick cage. A lot of damage coming out of Gagibo right now. He's getting those Conqueror stacks up. Focus turning on to Metro, because if you don't have a jungler, you don't have a smite. And that is going to make taking this Inferno that much harder. KC Cool's next to be caught out. I don't know what this positioning is right now, but this is not where you want to be. A lot of damage coming through, but it's not going to be in time. That will be the Silas dropping down. Raven's man is going to be next to go. Oh my goodness. They are unrelenting. All gas, no brakes. Phantoms have yet to let up on this game. And they are sitting at a 5, almost 6k gold lead. Cannon Barrage down the mid lane. Cannon getting low and taken out again. Kiwi 7-0-2 here at 14 minutes. That is 2 kills a minute. What the hell?
What is going on in this game, guys? Everything is going to hell and back for the side of the Spartans. They are not in a great spot. But...
oh no.
Solo kill?
I think the Ignite's ticking down, but... the Super Mega Death Rocket will not find its mark. Another Dragon going on over to the Phantoms, and it will be a Cloud Soul this game. But Spartans, you gotta slow this down. I mean, at this point, this is kind of allowing. Yeah, look at this. Kiwi. Oh, the wall. Pratoga's dead. The knockup is there, but Kiwi is legendary. 8-0-2 on the Shaco. Look how much.
This game is going south, and it's going south fast. Right now. They have no bright spots. Everyone is not having the greatest game here for the Spartans, and they're just constantly trying to look for fights that they cannot take. And I think at this point they've resigned themselves with the little BM from that Blitzcrank to a loss. Rip your points. I'm so sorry.
Let's see, Pratoga. Sorry there, Kilowell on the points. It will be what it is, but maybe the Spartans look to come back. I mean, this game is not done until it's done. It's only 2 towers down, the top and the bottom, but it's that mid tower that is definitely the pivotal one to opening up this map completely to looking for dragons, looking for barons. But this is the issue. Oh, Metro, yep, that's Scrying Orb there.
Run away, buddy.
Run away. You don't want that. You don't want none of that. Everyone backs on off, but Phantom's looking to push in this mid turret right now. We got some numbers floating around here. Kiwi lurking around like the absolute mad lad he is. Throws a box there into the bush. But look at him. Look at him. This guy's mad. This guy's actually insane. I love watching Shaco players because it makes it hard to cast because you have no idea what they're thinking or what they're doing unless you yourself are also a Shaco player. But we have more action up in the top lane. This Gagibo jumping onto Cannon. That's going to be so many Conquer stacks. Proc so damn fast. More in the mid lane. Metro getting down to about half health. Chomper's there to save him for a little while longer. Kiwi drops down to about a quarter as well too. But Yorick, Gaggy continuing to push, and oh, the Gale Force just not enough to get Raven's man out of that one. He's going to get picked off by Bliss True Shot Barrage. Another member down there. Gagibo still getting a nice split. Keeping that focus split here for the Spartans as he's proceeding to push on the top while the rest of his team is looking to take out this final tier 1 turret, and they will. 17-3 here for Phantoms, up 9k gold at 16 minutes. Yikes.
We thought it would be a one-sided game, and it is a one-sided game.
Oh my goodness, in goes Metro. That will be the Temper Fate coming on down to stop this turret damage. Metro is taken out by the final tick of Ignite. Super Mega Death Rocket comes on down. Kiwi just going to be at a sliver of health to get out. Cannon Barrage is in the back. They will be able to get the shutdown. Finally, the Shaco does die. 9-1 though, so a lot of gold going on over to Cannon. Spartans need to play this slow and play this safe until they come back into this game, because right now you're not in it.
They are definitely not. They are out of this game. It's up to the Phantoms to throw this gigantic lead they've built for themselves. And like we said about the Vipers, it's a snowball. They are able to push their leads very, very effectively if they are able to get them. And unfortunately for the Spartans, the Phantoms were able to pick up the leads where they needed them. It was on the Shaco, on that Yorick. They have those leads now, and now they're just able to run away with this game because not a single member of the Spartans can match them.
And this might be a thing of respect here because, you know, coming into this game, the Spartans... Pratoga! Why didn't you call the directed cam back on over? He steals it with a Q?
Yep. With
Are
that,
you
with that rocket grab.
absolutely insane? He's not going to be able to secure the eye because everyone from the Phantoms are sitting around it, but that is a huge loss to the Phantoms. That would have cracked open the base here in the Spartans' base, which would have been a huge advantage for the Phantoms, but Pratoga on point with those freaking hooks. We're zooming in on you right now, buddy, so you better give us a little dance like you were coming out of base. No, nothing.
Nothing. So, we do know that the Spartans should outscale if given enough time, but with the way this game is going, everything's accelerating. The Phantoms just have their pedal to the metal. They're going for this game. I think they're not even going to care about the fact that you should not break inhibs super early in the game. They're just going to take them. They're just going to push waves and keep the pressure, keep the Spartans bleeding, because as items come through, as those breakpoints come through for everyone on the side of the Phantoms, it's not even close on the side of the Spartans. They're just sitting at one item apiece, where if you look at every single member on the side of the Phantoms, they have almost two items. Everyone other than the Malphite is sitting on 1.5 items or more.
Yeah, and with that, though, this is going to be the Cloud Drake going down, putting the Phantoms at soul point. But up in the top lane, Casey Cools is in a lot of trouble. That's the Malphite ult, and Bliss is there to clean up the rest of it. Another kill going on over to the Phantoms. That's their 20th of the game. We're just about to hit that 20th minute as well, too. And they're in such a great place. Oh, he pulls the box on over. Not what you want to grab there. But I don't think it would have been bad to grab Iron Fang there, even if ideally, you don't generally want to pull the Malphite into any situation, but he just used his ult, so not going to be able to find that one. Gagibo still causing a ruckus in that mid lane, drawing some numbers over, but that allows the Phantoms to pick up that tier 2 bot turret. They're still on the chase. Metro looking to go and trade around here, but look who's right behind him. Kiwi is always going to be lurking. There's the box as well, too, and the Ignite to rip him apart. Down in the bot lane, though, we got the Cannon Barrage coming through. The pull on Dispenser. Temper Fate is not going to be there in time. Look at Ravens Man, though, chasing down. That's going to be the Gale Force to go in. One more auto will do it. Ravens Man picks up Iron Fang there. Casey Cools is here to change around, but heal comes through. Oh my goodness, Silas is going to be clobbered away. The shield coming through from Gagibo as well too. Ravens Man getting extremely low. He's going to get clonked in the head though. Kiwi there to steal away that one from Gagibo. He put in so much work for it, but oh my goodness. Phantoms are looking so good right now. I believe it was a 3 for 3 overall. 3 for 2.
I do believe it was a 3 for 3. So overall, it was
Kiwi.
Oh,
Kiwi. That's unfortunate. His team wasn't there to follow up on that, but close one.
it was a throw and a half coming from the Phantoms, just dying under towers. Just not the greatest play in the world, but the Shaco and Gagibo were just able to take it over, make sure that they didn't go behind at all. Although a lot of shutdowns did end up in the hands that you want them, right? The Silas was able to pick up a kill on that Ezreal. Ravensman was able to pick up a couple kills on Reformed Iron Fang. It was...
Oh, Kiwi gets caught by the double barrel, but he goes invisible, and he's just going to juke around. The grab will not be there. Very good call, but in goes the Malphite. That's a big ult coming through. Chompers are there as well, too. True Shot Barrage ripping through these members of the team, but Spencer picks up the kill. Temper Fate onto Reformed Iron Fang, as he will still live for a little while longer, but Pratoga is the one who gets slammed to pieces. Metro on the backside of this one is got nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to get picked off there, as the rest of the Spartans are going to shuffle on back to their base. Broken, bruised, and unfortunately, Phantom's getting the better of them in this one so far. I mean, right now, how we're looking is at the upset here. The last place team taking down the first place team. So this would be a huge upset if Phantoms are able to fully secure this game. But this could be a test for the Spartans, what it's like to play from such a far point behind. However, they know Kiwi's in the base. They got to know Kiwi's in the base right now. The cage comes through, not going to be able to land. Bliss is currently taking out that top inhibitor turret, as the inhibitor is soon to go. It's gone in the mid lane. It's gone in the top lane. And that's a lot of super minis that are going to be coming into the base. True Shot Barrage stolen away there by KC Cools. A little bit of stun there. Bliss is slowed, but that box will stop Pratoga. Oh, the flash to get away from that rocket grab. So very close. Two-shot barrage ripping through a couple members here from that Silas, but all these members of Phantoms able to disengage, take so much from the base of Spartans, and they make it out, every single one of them alive.
So, real quick, if you look at the Malphite's items, he was building towards a tank item in the very early game. He had that Bomb Cinder, but he sold everything, and now he's sitting on a nice Soul Harvester and almost a Zonia's Hourglass. So he's pivoted himself towards that AP build, and he's doing a lot of damage with those ultimates now.
It's been pretty damn good from this Yorick. I mean, 5-0-4 on the Yorick. It's just such a good pick for Gagibo. It's unfortunate that it usually gets banned out, but leaving that up this game for him is exactly what we've talked about. What happens when you give people their comfort champions, and Phantoms are going to go ahead, start up this Baron right now, and look to give themselves a huge advantage. I mean, this is going to be really bad for the Spartans if Phantoms can just walk into their base with this. Going down, 1,000 health. I don't think Pratoka's going to get there to steal it this time, as the Baron will get secured
32.
there. Oh, Kiwi, stop playing with your food. You're playing with them, Tintin. No! Oh,
Collected.
No. Oh, my boy, Tintin. Look how they massacred my boy. Absolute brutality from Kiwi.
A great one. He is not having the greatest day. We've seen him perform, just, I guess, not now. But overall, Phantom's playing incredibly well. They know their win condition. They know they cannot let this game go to 40 minutes. They know they cannot let it go to 35 minutes, so they're just going to try and end this with that Baron push. Because everyone is on full health bars. They can do so much damage here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that's the goal.
Oh, yeah. Reformed Iron Fang, he's got the ulti as well, too. So this is one clump away from being done, because if you can find multiple numbers on his ult, it's death. It is death. Ooh, that's the power grab, but onto those little ghouls. Seeing this last defense here from the Spartans, that will be the soul secured by Kiwi over around the side. One Nexus turret is going down, and this is just the slow burn of these Nexus towers, along with that Baron buff. My
Spartans
God,
have to look for something.
That's going to be the bear slap on her from Iron Fang.
They have to look.
Yeah, can't do much here, but Metro's getting super low. Gagibo, look how aggressive he's playing. This Nexus turret's going to be going down. Spartans need to step up now. Their Nexus is going to be dropping. Tempered Fate there into 2 members now. All they have to do is shred down this Nexus. It's the upset of the split. First place team being taken down by the Phantoms. My goodness, it's a massacre, and Phantoms find a win. Woo!
That was very unexpected, but what can I say? The Phantoms played it incredibly well. They knew what they had to play for, and they played for it. And they took the inches that they were given and ran basically across country. They took like hundreds of miles off of what they were given. That is insane. That is what you needed to do with that Phantom comp. And they took it.
That was, unfortunately, I don't have the stats here. I'd love to see the damage after that game, but oh my goodness, that Shaco was an absolute psychopath, and I love it. I love it. He was everywhere at all points of the game. I don't think he stopped moving for 1 second, and that's exactly what you need to see out of a good jungler. That's exactly what we like to see, because, you know, he kept so much pressure up around the map. He got his lane snowballing. He got himself snowballing. The man was 9-0 in something there before, but he essentially had 2 kills a minute up until the 18-minute mark. So he was absolutely nuts, going nuts on this game. Of course, Gagibo gets his comfort pick. Spencer gets his comfort pick. We have Ezreal handed on over to Bliss. And, of course, at Malphite, just to wrap it all up and say, hey, who wants some kills? I'm going to go in, ult here, clean up this for me. And Phantoms do exactly that. It was just a great game out of them. Where was this team 3 weeks ago? Oh, this was so good.
3 weeks ago.
I know this. I know it was stuff with rosters and all that, but damn, I would love to have seen this Phantoms comp from the beginning. This was really good put together, and they hand Spartans a loss. So depending on how that Vipers game went after the one we saw, and depending on how that first Spartans game went as well too, we might see a shift in the standings this week to a Vipers first place, but we'll have to see. Because Spartans are at least 1-1 right now. Vipers could be. They picked up the one on the Tigers. They picked up the one over the Lions.
Vipers did win. They won their game 3. So they're sitting 10-4.
Okay, so Spartans
10-4.
at least 9-5 right now. At least 9-5. So that is actually wow. Wow, Vipers clutch first place.
Vipers.
Oh, damn. A shift tonight. We said it was going to happen, but I'm glad we were actually able to piece it together before until having to wait for the stats or the post to come out for the standings. But Phantoms with the massive upset. That was so much fun to watch. I'm going to get the player of the game poll getting ready to go because we do have a couple switch ups here. Unfortunate to those points that are gone into the wind now. No one voted for Phantoms.
Points, but I feel even worse for Killua. All his points.
Oh
drain.
no!
Every single one is gone.
Well, good thing there's a poll right now. Maybe he has a chance to win it. Don't forget to enter into that raffle. We are going to get a the player of the game poll up. I do have to change some stuff out, but yeah. Any thoughts on that one there, Salt?
There were 0% of the votes going towards the Phantom, so I don't know how this ends up happening, but I don't know where these points get dispersed now, since no one ended up winning them. But overall, super well played from the Phantoms. They did their jobs. They knew what they played for their win cons. And I guess the Spartans just didn't respect it enough. I think that's what ended up happening.
Yep. It's, maybe a lack of respect on that, on Gagibo's Yorick, or the fact that Shaco can look for those early game ganks that he did immediately onto the Silas. As soon as he hit level 2, he was there, hitting up that mid lane, and he did not stop. He did not stop for 1 second. Any rotations in the jungle, too, you got to just be expecting that Shaco's there. I would love to see the after game to see how many sweepers were out there, how many control wards were bought, because that is such a pivotal part of playing against a Shaco, is that you need to have vision everywhere.
Definitely.
Everywhere.
Pink wards all over your jungle, stealth wards all over your jungle. You need to make sure that happens.
Should have at least 5 control wards on the map. Everybody needs to be contributing their part to playing the vision game against this against a Shaco player. So in the future, if you guys see them out there, wards everywhere.
Wards.
But incredible stuff from the Phantoms. Don't forget to vote on that player of the game poll that is out right now. But also, that raffle for 250 Legends tokens is up and running right now. Make sure to get your picks in. But we will be announcing the winner when we come back and after we've announced our player of the game. But guys, we will see you back on the desk in a few moments. We'll be back soon. All right. Let me lower this music so you guys can hear me. Welcome back. We got our final player of the game tonight. It's going to be none other than Gagibo from the Phantoms on that York, going 5-1-4. KDA courtesy of Jake Diff. Thank you very much for that, buddy. But honestly, incredible stuff out of the Phantoms tonight. I love what I saw. It was a bit nutty seeing a Shaco. He did play like a crazy person, but I love it. That's kind of how you have to play Shaco. You have to play like you don't even know what's going on, because if you don't know what's going on, then the enemy doesn't know what's going on, and then you win.
No one knows what's going on.
Exactly, not even the casters. But Jake Diff, that's all that matters, right? No, no, it was nice. It was definitely nice. Definitely a good substitute to bring in. Very strong player, but it was really across the board. I believe Kiwi was in as a substitute too. So Phantoms farming some good substitutes tonight for sure, but their original roster playing very well as well too. Gagibo on his comfort pick on that York, so very nice to see. He did some stuff up in that top lane. He was not too nice to my one of our co-casters, Tintin, but it is what it is on the Rift. You can't hold back. Phantoms do not, and they take a win away from our former first place team. The shift tonight in the standings, I think that's the big point here that we're talking about, is the fact that now Vipers are sitting in that first place spot. Spartans have slid down into second. And again, seeding means everything. Having that first place spot, especially in a smaller league like this, where it's essentially a it's almost like a double elimination style thing. It's a bit different. You guys will see once the brackets come out. But those of you who are familiar with this format from last split of LRS Draft, having that first place seed, so huge for getting in that final seeding and that opportunity to not have to play that final match against the winner from the fourth place match. So very important stuff. Gonna have to see how this one goes, but no, this is great to see out of the Phantoms tonight.
Very, very well played from everyone on the side of the Phantoms. And quick shout out to Spencer. He got his one trick and he played it super well.
He did.
Almost solo killing Ravens man a couple times there. And I know everyone's gonna say ADC Keck W, but I mean, Bard's known for outputting a lot of early game damage, and you have to respect that. And unfortunately, Ravensman was on the other end of that.
Yeah.
But overall, even Bliss played incredibly well. He knew that with the new Ezreal build, it's all about that early game. With that Essence Reaver Duskblade, you do so much damage, you output so much up front, and you fall off a cliff. But that never happens if the game only lasts 25 minutes. You don't fall off a cliff. You keep going, and the game is over before you even have to look at that cliff.
Mm-hmm. And that, you know what, building like that into the early game comp, that the Phantoms were definitely playing around that Shaco, knowing that he was going to get those early ganks off, knowing that the Ezreal was going to have earlier game damage rather than the more traditional Ezreal that is the late game monster. That's definitely what I was saying. That's something, you know what, good point you bring up, because I didn't even notice the build that he was going for that Duskblade. Usually for me, I just assume that it is that late game, get those items, become the absolute peeling monster that Ezreal can be. But no, very good call on that too, and just well done for everybody on Phantoms to push those advantages. And I didn't expect to see that hard of a punishment coming out against the Spartans tonight. So hopefully they can rework things, get it all figured out this next week before we head into week 8, because we are very close to those playoffs at this point. This is
2 more weeks.
Couple more weeks until we start to get into those series. And you know, we might see there's a point too, because a lot of these, well, no, all these games are best of ones. It becomes a very different game when we start seeing these teams in best of 5s. It's a lot to do with resiliency, how to play from behind at times, how to deal with that mental in these long game series. So it definitely is a factor, but it's nice to see that Phantoms still have some life here tonight. Even if the playoff streams might be dashed, the fact that they can do that against the Spartans, it's still pretty kick-ass to me.
Taken down top seed. Very, 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 very good work coming in from the Phantoms. They are a threat, and I think they're looking to knock a couple names before the end of this split does come up. So great on them. overall, well played from both games. I think everyone had a good showing tonight. And now we got to see the new Kings play in game number 1, and we get to see some regicide from the Phantoms
Absolutely.
in game number 2.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Taking down the Kings. But that will conclude our night. Couple of great games here. Reminder, we are about to announce our raffle winners, so any last-minute entrants are totally okay. All you have to do is use command raffle, put it down there in the chat, and you will have a chance to win 250 Legends tokens for yourself to predict on. But, yeah, great games tonight. Vipers find a win. Phantoms find a win. But we got lots of games coming up this week, guys, so make sure to tune into our League of Legends streams every night at 8 p.m. EST. And, of course, we got Valorant coming in the weekend, too, and a little something fun for Let's Talk Legends this week. So I'm excited to see all the clips that are getting sent in right now. We currently have a channel called Blooper Reels, so make sure to send in your funniest clips or your most in clips, whatever makes you cringe or you think you'll see my reactions there on stream this Saturday night. Make sure to send those in for us. That will be that'll actually be airing a half an hour later than normal. 11 p.m. EST rather than the normal 10:30 because there is Clash, so I want to make sure you guys can all make it, all tune in as well too. But I think that's it from me on announcements, so let's announce our winner there. Salt, we got
Good luck, everyone. Good luck.
4 people in the raffle right now. So
Ooh, and I'm one of them, so we'll see if I end up with it again. 25% chance for number 2. We'll see.
That is. Let's get that charm roll going right now. Our winner for the second raffle of the night will be... Let's see it. That's a really long drum roll. It's a really damn long drum roll.
That's a long one.
It's 52 seconds. We're just going to press the button. Okay. Pick winner. Oh my god.
Oh, that is me again, baby. We know how it is. Taking a second one. Taking the second raffle.
God.
Let's go. 500 tokens. More like 450 because I lost some earlier today. But still, 500 in the bank. Let's go.
All right. The raffle has chosen Salt tonight. It is spoken. It wants Salt. It wants Salt Spreader. It knows you're coming tomorrow. That's why you're like, you know what? I'm going to get him ready for tomorrow. Yeah. So congratulations, Salt, on the 250, the 250 wins. But there will be more another day, my friends. We are almost at 1,000 followers on Twitch. So once we hit that 1K mark, I will be doing multiple 1,000 token giveaways on the next Let's Talk Legend episode. So let's get those followers up. Oh my god, we are so close. The stream is my baby, I was mentioned earlier in Discord. So I'm very excited to see where things are going. But appreciate each and every one of you joining into the stream tonight, participating in our polls, predictions, and all these raffles as well too. Love each and every one of you, and I hope to see you back here again. Of course, big thank you to my co-caster and double raffle winner, Salt Spreader. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight.
Thank you, everyone.
Be an absolute monster with the raffle, but yeah, it is what it is. You'll see him back here tomorrow night on the desk instead of me, but gonna be some kick-ass games for the LRS pre-made. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. EST. But that will be it from us here tonight at Legends Esports. This is Gurf signing out. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Thank you again for supporting us here at Legends Esports. Can't wait till the next games. But until then, we'll see ya.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see her face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.